decided to do mine on why should teenagers be allowed to get contraceptives without parental consent. So to start off, 750,000 teenagers get pregnant each year, and with that, 400,000 end up actually having the child, and that's from FamilyPlanningPlus.com. So I'd like to make the assumption that most parents strive to keep their children safe. And that being said, they do their best to communicate with their children to provide their wants and their needs and just to keep them safe overall. But in reality, teenagers don't always want to talk to their parents about things, and that one of those things being is sex. So what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is problems with unintended pregnancies and STDs. Why do those pose to them getting contraceptives, and what are the benefits of contraceptives being easy to access? First, adolescents ages 15 through 24 account for nearly half of the 20 million new cases of STDs each year, and that's from Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. Today, 2 in 5 sexually active teen girls have had an STD that can cause infertility and even death, and 3 in 10 teenage American girls will get pregnant at least once before the age of 20, and that's from CPUHD.com. So obviously the best way to prevent these things is to be abstinent. But that's not always the case for some teenagers, so they should be aware of how to use a condom. And so this is just like a map of the highest rates, which is in the South. Missouri is under the 41 through 50 per thousand out of the girls, and then the highest is Mississippi, which is 68.4. So then I'm going to just talk about why people are opposed to it. So it's morally wrong, basically saying like they're teenagers, they're children, they should not be having sex, so why give them the services and the access to the contraceptives. And then it being unnatural, so like the pill, the shots, anything to do with chemicals, basically putting it in your body, it's unnatural. And then it being increasing immoral behavior, so giving them the information and the contraceptives will increase their behavior. They'll want to go out and have sex. And then religious reasons, so waiting until marriage basically has to deal with that. So here are some of like the common contraceptives: the pill, condom, cervical cap, IUD, diaphragm, implant, ring, and patch. So to argue with the it being unnatural, not all contraceptives are dealing with chemicals. There's some non-hormonal methods. So you can click. Being the female and male condom, diaphragm, cervical cap, IUD, Paragard, those are ones that don't have the chemicals. Obviously, they can still protect you from STDs and pregnancy. There's actually 15 different kinds of contraceptives. So these are the ones that won't have the hormonal methods in them. There's actually 15 different kinds. Go ahead. So there are many other uses other than to protect yourself from STDs and pregnancies, one being irregular absent menstrual periods, the cramps, acne, PMS, endometriosis, and primary ovarian insufficiency. For PCOS, and that's polycystic ovary syndrome. For that to deal with, girls would be given a pill, and that would lower their hormones and also regulate their periods. So here's another kind of surprising statistic. According to IDPH.US, nearly half of the U.S. high school students have had sexual intercourse. The average age for this is 15 for both girls and boys. So this to me is kind of shocking. But like, if this is the percentage, why should they be able to protect themselves and also receive the information that they need to do so? So here's another map, and this is from gutmatcher.org. So this just shows who's required to talk about, or who's stressed abstinence and required to talk about contraception, also stress abstinence, but doesn't discuss contraceptives. So Missouri is under stress abstinence, but does not require to discuss contraception, and also stands under the 3239.9 per 1,000 women that end up getting pregnant. And this kind of goes with the other map that I showed earlier, is being higher in the South with pregnancies. And with the stressing of condom instruction, there's another map from the same source. Stressing with condom instruction and contraceptives and sex ed in schools. I have another source from Columbia University researchers on virginity pledge programs increase pledge takers' risk to STDs and pregnancies. So the study concluded that 88% of pledge takers initiated sex prior to marriage even though they delayed sex for a while. So that being said, the study showed that pledge takers of abstinence basically and non-pledge takers, their data of pregnancy and STDs ended up being very similar. So obviously stressing abstinence in schools isn't enough just for children. Click. So, kind of cut off half of my stuff. But obviously the effective sex education would be to offer the appropriate information in a safe environment, assist the youth in their values within the community and their family. Also, the communication skills, showing them how to refuse it and all that, and then provide medically accurate information on both abstinence and also contraception, using condoms, and then provide contraception instructions and all their uses and not just pregnancy and STDs. Go ahead. So I have another source for you guys. 34% of young teen mothers earn neither a college degree nor a high school diploma, and less than 2% earn a degree by the time they're 30. So due to this, pregnancy, like teenage pregnancy, discouraged increase in education, which can lead them to significant amounts of loss in earnings, which negatively affects the economy as a whole. And that's from the Alliance for Excellent Education. This is also from them. Single high school dropout costs the nation approximately $260,000 lost in earnings, taxes, and production. So put it this way, out of the dropouts in 2011, if they had graduated from high school, the nation economy would benefit from nearly $154 billion in additional income. So to argue, like, why should it be accessed easily? Children should be able to protect themselves. If they're choosing to have sex, they should be able to know the information of the information of the consequences and be able to access the things to protect themselves. It also would continue to decrease the unintended pregnancies, and then obviously it benefits the economy financially. And lastly, the children, like they said, the children are our future, so why not help them protect themselves and increase their information of how to do so. So sexually active teenagers may be as young as a common age as I showed it earlier, as 15 or even younger. I can't personally imagine my son or daughter having a child that age and how it will affect or alter their life. So we should continue to provide the correct information and services. So I hope we can continue to make a positive impact on young lives by providing services. We can do this by increasing the awareness in schools and at home. Also, obviously, instead of taking these services away, keeping them in programs. So I hope you took the importance from this program and may be able to make a positive influence on youth around you. And there's one more. And then, so hopefully I don't go over my time. This is it's actually under the internet thing. It's just like a little video from Mean Girls, if you guys have seen it, probably. Kind of making fun of...
I guess I'll never know what I missed on that first day of health class.
Don't have sex, because you will get pregnant and die. Don't have sex in the missionary position. Don't have sex standing up. Just don't do it. Promise? Okay, everybody take some rubbers.
That's just making fun of like how U.S. sex education is. But that's it. Thank you guys.